When I think of or hear a song that's maybe playing on the radio, I instantly try to see if I can remember the music video for that song. Doesn't everybody do that? I find myself picturing the cars, the fashion, the models, and other icons that gave the song personality and gave the lyrics an even broader context. Because the visuals are just as important, right? If not more so than the song itself. Because cars also evoke feeling, and so do songs while you're driving. The matter is deeper than just speed. More than the speed you're going at? Yeah, but okay, maybe not as important as following all safety regulations and laws, but it's certainly a factor when it comes to spending time in your car, right? What song is playing while you take that mundane trip to the convenience store or a quick drive to just pick up a friend, which suddenly becomes cinematic? Your day-to-day life is unfolding in the music video of your favorite song. That's exactly how some car people feel, and I don't think that's by accident. In fact, I believe the influence of music, and in particular music videos, affect our opinions, our choices, and even our perception of cars themselves. They shape how we remember them, how we think about their power, design, style, and indirectly our opinions on cultural and social factors, such as environmental issues, economics, politics, and lifestyle trends. You know, some of my favorite moments come from a song or a music video that feature a car that I can remember. You know, like the Cars in the Big Timers Still Fly music video. Man, I love that. And they had everything. The Mercedes G-Wagon, the Cadillac Escalade, even the Ford F-350. Yeah, okay. Maybe they're just cars, but to me, those are statements of lifestyle, of aspiration and audacity. Big muscle cars with luxurious attention-grabbing upgrades, cruising along places like South Beach, Miami, and that's the kind of scene that takes you back to hopeful times, when dreams revolved around modding your SUV, installing chrome rims, and hauling around a big family without ever worrying about gas prices. Or what about that Firebird and Nelly's Ride With Me video? Insane. Gorgeous. A dream muscle car built for cruising through desert highways with the windows down and the music blasting. Every car in that video felt perfect on its own, with a symbol of personality and attitude. Even when I think about my dad's old El Camino, it was all rusted, dented, with torn up seats. It was really the kind of car that seemed like it had one foot in the grave, sadly. But even then, I'm transported. I'm driving through the California desert with classics on, like Riders on the Storm, LA Woman, or Dick Dale's Miserlou from Pulp Fiction. And now the car becomes part of the soundtrack of that journey. So I'm always curious, what's your favorite song or music video featuring a car or car reference? I'll share a few of mine here, but I love hearing about others' experiences also. Maybe your favorite moment will make it onto the playlist. So drop a line and share it with me. Welcome to the Throttle Culture podcast, a space where design, history, and emotion meet horsepower. We celebrate the stories behind the builds and the people who see more than just a car. They see a connection. This week, we're going deep into our musical feels and talking about some of the cars and songs that have shaped our musical and automotive tastes. So ride along with me and let's get into it. When music videos exploded on television in the 1980s, they didn't just add visuals to songs. They reshaped fashion, lifestyle, and even the way people thought about cars. From those neon-lit Lamborghinis roaring down empty highways to lowriders bouncing rhythmically to bass-heavy beats. Music videos turned cars into cultural symbols. They influenced how generations customized, bought, and dreamt about their rides. MTV's arrival in 1981 transformed the music industry into a visual medium. Artists no longer just sold records. They sold images now, attitudes, styles of the rich and famous. Cars quickly became central props in this new language. Rock bands leaned on muscle cars and motorcycles to embody rebellion and freedom, while hip-hop used flashy imports and convertibles to embody luxury and glamour. Now, these vehicles were no longer just transportation. They were expressions of identity. When a Mercedes G-Wagon or a Pontiac Firebird appears in a hit music video, it instantly elevates that car's cool factor. Not that it didn't have it before, but in the public imagination, it turns it into a symbol of success and aspiration. No genre has been as tightly interwoven with car culture as hip-hop has. In the 1980s and 1990s, West Coast rap videos highlighted the influential lowrider scene, with Chevrolet Impalas, El Caminos, Monte Carlos, and Buick Regals showing off candy paint, wire spoke rims, and hydraulic suspensions bouncing in rhythm with the beat. These weren't just cars, they're canvases of pride, artistry, community. Lowriders symbolize creativity and belonging. What started in East LA garages in the 1940s and 1950s grew into a movement defined by gleaming chrome, intricate murals, velvet interiors, and hydraulics that made cars dance. Groups like the Imperials and Duke's Car Club legitimized lowriding as an art form, while artists such as Kid Frost, Cypress Hill, Ice Cube, and Dr. Dre brought that imagery to mainstream audiences. Today, lowriders remain a cultural heartbeat of LA, blending craftsmanship, heritage, and self-expression, a celebration of where you're from and how you roll. Customization became a statement of identity, and music videos amplified that statement globally. For many outside of Los Angeles, their first glimpse of a lowrider came through a rap video, most likely, sparking new fan bases as far away as Japan and Europe. On the East Coast, luxury sedans and SUVs dominated hip-hop videos. Lexus, Mercedes-Benz, BMW, and Cadillac Escalades became staples, signaling wealth, status, and power. By the mid-1990s, entire fan bases associated specific vehicles with particular artists, demonstrating how music videos shaped public perception of cars. By the late 1990s and early 2000s, Japanese imports entered in the spotlight. Now you have Mitsubishi Eclipses, Nissan Skylines, and Toyota Supras, all decked out with neon lights, turbochargers, and body kits, looking like those cars that appear in music videos and Fast and Furious movies, which was reflecting just a growing fascination with the street racing aesthetic. And the release of Fast and Furious in 2001 cemented this visual style, creating a global influence where fans not only listened to the music, but wanted to emulate the cars that they saw. Music videos and video games alike became aspirational catalogs. Now you have Gran Turismo, and young fans who couldn't afford exotic supercars could personalize Hondas and Nissans with their rims, spoilers, and paint jobs inspired by their favorite artists. Now the line between pop culture and car culture blurred almost completely. In the 2010s and beyond, music videos increasingly showcase supercars. Lamborghinis, Ferraris, McLarens, and Bugattis appeared alongside private jets and designer fashion, portraying cars less as canvases and more as luxury trophies. Still, the influence remains. Fans associated these models with ambition, taste, and status in ways marketing alone could never achieve. Cars in music videos are rarely background props. They're central to the narrative. A convertible on a coastal highway, a lowrider bouncing to the beat, or a supercar racing through futuristic cityscapes embodies freedom, transformation, and even kinetic energy. These visuals stick as powerfully as the song itself, turning the car into character. Music videos created a feedback loop between car enthusiasts and the automotive industry. When a car appeared in a hit music video, its cultural value skyrocketed. Automakers sought placements, and fans transformed their garages into workshops, replicating the mods they saw on screen. Even today, YouTube and TikTok continue this tradition, connecting younger audiences with classics, modern, and luxury car culture. The influence of music videos on car culture is undeniable. Cars became a symbol of freedom, success, rebellion, and artistry. They inspired customization, fueled demand for imports and supercars, and have shaped generations' perceptions of what it means to drive and be driven. Music videos and cars share the same energy, rhythm, speed, and style. They're about more than mechanics and melody. They're about identity. And when they collide on screen, the road to cultural influence is paved as much with chrome and horsepower as it is with beats and lyrics. Some of my favorite memories have come from listening to these music videos, watching them, and seeing these cars come alive. Yeah, there are so many playlists that I can put together depending on the mood and the drive that I'm going on that really will define how that road trip is going to go. And truthfully, that's what I love about music. That's what I love about cars. And I love that they both can come together in such a fascinating way. It's always been a thing that I've been really into makes. And, finding that connection with other people is one of the best parts about being a car enthusiast, in my opinion. So I'd really just like to know, what are your favorite car moments, favorite car music videos, songs, lyrics? Because I really find this fascinating, and I'm looking to put together a playlist where you can easily search for, whatever mood you're in, whatever drive you're going on. I have playlists for road trips that I've taken myself, and I would just love to add to that list. So check us out on YouTube, wherever you get your podcasts, as well as social media. I've included all the links down below and as well in the show notes. So yeah, feel free to reach out. Like I said, this is just an open forum, and through this podcast, I'm looking to connect with more car enthusiasts and people who are also into the car and music industry like myself. If you like this episode, make sure to subscribe and stay tuned for the next one. We have a couple more stories coming up on the R32, on the Lotus Elise, and just many more. So make sure to stay tuned and let us know what you want to hear. If you have a cool story about your car, feel free to send it in. There's a submission link as well in the show notes and on our landing page. Everyone, stay driven.